Throughout my college application process, Northeastern University was always my number one pick. I'd applied to one school outside of my native region of New England, so the possibility of going to Dublin for my first semester of college was nearly out of the question. I was shocked when I read my acceptance letter. I had so many questions and concerns regarding the program. However, my main concern was leaving behind everybody at home.
There was a decorated general with a heart of gold that likened him to all the stories he told of past battles won and lost and legends of old. A seasoned veteran in his own time. On the battlefield he gained respectful fame.
The NUN program takes first semester college students going to Northeastern and places them overseas. I was nervous before I left, but I was even more excited to be going back to one of my favorite places I've ever been, Ireland. This was my second time to Ireland in 2012. However, the Irish culture is something I'm not sure anyone could get sick of. Living in Dublin has taught me how to be more independent, culturally competent, and more responsible.
It was a great morning and they all wondered how they would fare. To the old general told them to go home. He said, I have seen.
In addition, our half-hour walk to school every day up the River Liffey has not only been scenic, but it has taught me how to be on time. In Dublin, I consider myself very lucky to hang out with the people I do. Although my friends are nearly all American, I can safely say that they are some of the closest friends I've ever had. There have been nights where we go to Irish bars and listen to music, go out to clubs, walk around endlessly looking for Mumford & Sons, or some days just hanging out and relaxing. While in Dublin, I also got to play some rugby. I started off playing for Dublin Business School and then moved to an affiliate club, Monkstown Rugby Football Club. Monkstown was the epitome of an Irish rugby club. After every match, they would sit down with their opponents over a pint and talk about the match. In addition to our time in Dublin, we have been lucky enough to tour the rest of Ireland as well. Our first study trip was to Western Ireland, which is the heart of the Irish culture and language. We visited the Cliffs of Moher and the Aran Islands, which are two very famous parts of Ireland. In Ireland, we learned about the Irish language and how it's been preserved over time. We even learned how to speak a little bit as well. Our second study tour was to Northern Ireland, which I found to be the most interesting. It gave us insight into the troubles in Northern Ireland, and I think we all got a sense of the violence and the struggles of the people of Belfast and Derry during this time period. In my opinion, one of the most interesting parts of the trip was to observe how the conflict between Irish Republicans and Unionists still manifests itself in Belfast, with divided neighborhoods and visual tensions between the two parties. My trip to Ireland has not been full of travel or parties, however. I consider myself very lucky to be volunteering with the Christina Noble Children's Foundation. Christina Noble was a resident of Dublin in a neighborhood called the Liberties in the 1950s. The area was impoverished and in rough shape during that period, and she escaped poverty through a volunteer service which sent her to Vietnam. The organization started in Vietnam, finding sponsors for children for education and other necessities, and it has now spread to Mongolia. One of my favorite experiences with my service learning was appealing to local shop owners to keep a donation box on their counter on behalf of the CNCF. Although I was very uncomfortable and rejection was tough at first, I found it to be a great challenge. To shortly sum up my study abroad experience in Irish lingo would be to say that the crack was great. I made so many great friends here in Ireland. In addition, I've learned a lot about myself. I had to learn how to be independent while I was in Dublin and manage my own time down to the minute in order to complete all of my homework and leave some time to socialize. I've learned even more about the Irish culture and how much I can identify with it as an Irish American. The experience was surreal, and it almost feels as if it was a dream that went by way too fast.